Want to speak English fluently and with confidence? You are in the right place. Learning through stories makes speaking fun and easy. Listen carefully and repeat every word out loud. Feel free to adjust the playback speed to match your comfort. Get ready, it is story time. Let us dive into today's story. The Antelope's Friendship. In a green forest near a flowing river, lived a gentle antelope. He spent his days walking through tall grass and drinking cool water. The antelope was friendly, kind, and liked to help other animals. One day, while walking near the river, the antelope saw a man. The man was sitting under a tree, looking tired and hungry. The antelope stepped closer and asked, "Are you okay, friend?" The man looked up and nodded slowly. "I am a poor traveler. I lost my way in the forest and have no food or water." The antelope felt sorry and said, "Come with me, I will help you." He led the man to a quiet spot with clean water and sweet fruits. The man drank deeply and ate until his hunger was gone. Tears filled his eyes as he thanked the kind antelope again and again. The antelope smiled and said, "We must care for one another. This forest is our home, and we must share it with love." From that day, the man and the antelope became good friends. Every day, they met under the same tree near the river. They shared stories, laughter, and the simple joy of company. The man promised to never harm the forest or its creatures. But one day, the king of the land sent out a new order. He said, "I am tired of eating the same food every day. I want the meat of a wild antelope from the forest." The hunters went into the forest with nets, traps, and spears. They searched all day, but the antelope was clever and fast. Still, one hunter spotted him near the river and made a plan. He followed the antelope silently and set a trap on the path. Later that evening, the antelope stepped into the trap unknowingly. He cried out as the ropes pulled tight around his legs. Hearing the cry, the man came running from the nearby hill. He saw his friend caught and quickly cut the ropes with his knife. The antelope stood up slowly, shaking with fear and pain. The man said, "You must run now, before the hunters come back." The antelope looked into his eyes and whispered, "Thank you, my friend." Then he ran deep into the forest and disappeared behind the trees. That night, the king asked the hunters, "Where is my antelope?" The hunters replied, "Someone freed him before we could bring him here." The king was angry and said, "Find out who helped him escape." A few days later, the man was found and brought to the king. The king asked, "Did you free the antelope from the trap?" The man stood tall and said, "Yes, I did, Your Majesty." The king frowned and said, "That animal was meant for my dinner." The man replied, "He is not just an animal, he is my friend. He once saved me when I was lost, tired, and hungry." The king was silent for a moment and then looked thoughtful. He asked, "Would you give your life to save that antelope again?" The man said calmly, "Yes, I would. True friendship has no fear." Hearing these words, the king felt something change in his heart. He said, "If friendship can be this strong, it must be honored. I will not hunt the antelope, nor any animal in this forest." The people in the court were surprised, but they clapped with joy. The man was free, and the forest was safe once again. The antelope, hidden in the trees, watched from a distance with peace. From that day, the king protected the forest and all its creatures. He often visited the river and sat quietly under the big tree. Sometimes, the antelope would appear and stand near him without fear. The king would smile and say, "You taught me what friendship means. Even without words, you showed the power of kindness and loyalty." And the antelope would nod gently, as if he understood everything. So remember, true friendship is not about what we get. It is about love, trust, and being there when it matters most. Even in silence, real friendship speaks louder than any words. Let us all try to be like that antelope and his friend. Brave, loyal, and full of love for those who care for us. Because in this world, friendship is the greatest gift of all. Thank you for joining this shadowing practice. You are doing a great job learning English. Keep it up and practice every day to improve even faster. Come back tomorrow for another short story and more speaking practice. Shadowing means listening and speaking at the same time. It helps you speak clearly and confidently. Use your voice and follow the speaker closely. You will sound more fluent in no time. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more fun stories and daily practice.